along with Allison Sellers and also the rest of the executive team and every single employee that works at Mary Kay. Thank you for everything you do all year long, but especially for the extra time and effort it took to make our 60th anniversary seminar so incredible. Thanks to Kelly Collins, who has been a special blessing, and also a big thanks to Mike Strong and his outstanding team, who always goes the extra mile for me and everybody in our national area and in the Diamond Seminar. It is a joy to be standing here at our Mary Kay Seminar representing the #1 area in the Diamond Division. Congratulations to the Madson National Area, and thank you, Sue Ponko and your national area for being a part of our success. There simply aren't enough words to express the feelings of pride and gratefulness that I have for each of you. Mary Kay Ash would often say, happiness is something to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to. Thank you, Madson and Ponko National Areas, for the opportunity I've been given to wake up every day with this sentiment as one of the great blessings of my life. Because of my Mary Kay business, because of you, every single day for nearly 37 years, I've had something that I love to do. Every single day for 37 years, I've had someone to love, besides Dan and my family. Every single day for 37 years, I've had something to look forward to. It's been an honor and a blessing to lead you, to care about you, and to work with you. Thank you for your perseverance, your adaptability, your heart, your drive, your courage, and your faith. Most of all, thank you for daring to follow your dreams. I'd like to give a quick shout out to the Madson Area Unit Club sales directors and their units that will be celebrating tonight. In alphabetical order, Amy Brady, Shannon DeQuay, Amy Hannibal, Carrie Johnson, Heather Juleson, Heidi Keneally, and Andrea Krause. I began my Mary Kay journey when I was 26 years old. I learned from the best. My sales director, Kathleen Koplanis, taught me everything about booking, selling, and team building. My national sales directors, Arlene Lenars and Mary Diem, inspired me to dream bigger than I ever thought possible. Arlene always said, tell the world your goals, and if people don't laugh at you, they're not big enough. My husband and I attended our first seminar in August of 1987. It was a life-changing week for both of us. When we got home, I put my blinders on and I got to work. When I became a sales director in 1988, things were a lot different than they are today, especially from a technology standpoint. I used to track my unit sales volume with a piece of paper and a pencil. At the end of each month, local sales directors would take turns driving orders from Madison, Wisconsin down to the distribution center outside Chicago. I used a giant cell phone in a bag that plugged into the cigarette lighter in my car, and I was billed for every single minute for every call I made. It was a lot. A lot has changed over the years, but some things have not. For starters, the philosophies on which Mary Kay Ash built her company remain firmly in place. God first, family second, career third. And Golden Rule Living are still the unique pillars of the company and the sales force. In 2020, as a result of conditions mostly outside our control, the word pivot became, well, pivotal. But pivot we did. However, after nearly 3 years of pivoting, it seems to me like a weariness had settled over some. Women I know who were hungry to make a difference, motivated to reach their goals, and run down their dreams started to settle for the status quo in their careers. This weariness, if left unchecked, can undermine personal goals, not to mention our culture of excellence additional distinction as a company. If Mary Kay Ash were here today, she would undoubtedly say, why settle for good when it's possible to be great? Albert Einstein formulated the theory of relativity. Now, let's be clear, I have no earthly idea what that theory says or means, but I've heard that it's pretty important. Something about E equals MC squared, something like that, I don't know. But what you didn't maybe realize was that Einstein also had a theory of happiness. Let me explain. In 1922, Mr. Einstein was touring the country of Japan. At his hotel, one of the bellboys delivered a message to him. Einstein didn't have any money to tip him, so he took out a scrap of paper and wrote down the following words and gave it to the bellboy. He wrote, "A calm and modest life will bring more happiness than constant pursuit of success, combined with constant restlessness." By the way, this scrap of paper sold for $1.5 million in 2017. Was Einstein poo-pooing the idea of striving for success? I don't believe he was. Einstein pursued success relentlessly throughout his career as a physicist and mathematician, and he died a relatively wealthy man. I believe Einstein was making reference to the fact that striving for and achieving success is all the sweeter when a person also lives a balanced and harmonious life with those he or she loves. When Mary Kay Ash established her company under the principle of faith first, family second, career third, she wasn't doing that in order to have a catchy phrase to highlight when talking to others. She truly believed that if you put God first, your family second, and your career third, achieving balance and harmony would be a natural outcome. She lived those principles, and guess what? So do I. As an entrepreneur for the past 37 years, I'm not ashamed to say that I have pursued success, not only relentlessly, but unapologetically. I've never pursued success with a spirit of restlessness. I've pursued it with a spirit of joy and passion. This doesn't mean that I didn't face challenges or that every day has been perfect. It means that there was never any compromise in regards to my pursuits. Being the best I can be and doing the best I can do are non-negotiable parts of my personality. Now, this wasn't always the case, as my school teachers might have told you. My Mary Kay business inspired these traits in me that I didn't even know I had. Balance and harmony have been created because those closest to me understand why I pursue success. Many of you have heard the story about the day I submitted my independent beauty consultant agreement back in October of 1986. My husband came home from school after teaching, and I met him at the door, and I said, "Guess what?" And he said, "What?" And I said, "I'm becoming a American beauty consultant." And he said, "That's fine, just don't expect any help from me." We hear it, we interpret it. I was excited, as I always, supportive. Long story short, during my first week of holding appointments, I sold $680 worth of products. He started to load my car the very next week. Not only has he been supportive ever since, he's enjoyed all the perks of being married to a top sales director and Inner Circle national sales director. My parents were both mortified I signed up, but like my husband, when they saw how much I loved this business and the success I was having, they became the proudest, most supportive parents in the world. Our two oldest kids were 1 and 3 when I became a Mary Kay independent beauty consultant, so they really had no opinion of what I was doing. Over the years, however, all 3 of our kids grew to love Mary Kay and became invested in my success. Today, we're able to treat our 3 kids, their spouses, and 7 grandkids to many wonderful things, mainly facilitating time together while living in different parts of the country. My daughter is here as a sales director. In Andy Andrews' book, The Traveler's Gift, he writes, most people fail at whatever they attempt because of an uncommitted hurt. Success requires the emotional balance of a committed hurt. When confronted with a challenge, the committed heart will search for a solution. The undecided heart will search for an escape. A committed heart doesn't wait for conditions to be exactly right. Why? Because conditions are never exactly right. Indecision limits the Almighty and His ability to perform miracles in your life. So let me ask you, what are you going to do? Will you settle for mediocrity when greatness is just around the corner? Will you rationalize your fears or listen to your Creator? Where else can you enjoy the relentless pursuit of success while being encouraged to prioritize your values and live a life of balance and harmony? The brilliant comedian Bob Newhart did a sketch on one of his shows where he played a psychiatrist. A woman comes into his office looking for advice. He says, "How can I help you?" She said, "Well, I have this terrible recurring fear that somebody is going to bury me alive in a box. I started thinking about being buried alive in a box and I start to panic. I can't be in tunnels or an elevator or even a house, anything boxy." He said to her, "Has anyone ever tried to bury you alive in a box?" "Well, no," she says. "Then I'm going to say 2 words to you," he tells the woman. "I want you to listen to them very carefully and take them with you and incorporate them into your life. Are you ready?" The woman takes out a pen and a paper, ready to write down his advice. He leans over the desk and he says very firmly, "Stop it." Those 2 words end up in the punchline in the sketch and the only advice that he gives to all his patients. Stop it. Just stop it. With only 2.5 years remaining as a national sales director, I want to encourage you to reject negative thinking. Just stop it. I want to encourage you to think abundantly every day and move into relentless, positive, fulfilling action. We cannot let the events of the last few years become stumbling blocks. Let's use them as stepping stones to create greater success for all of us and to move this company so that future generations of women can have what we have always. There are women in their Mary Kay businesses who are having their best years ever. Some have totally embraced the new methods of virtual selling. Some have re-embraced the in-person method of selling. Many have combined these 2 worlds and are absolutely killing it. They are driving beautiful pink Cadillacs. They are earning top sales directors. They are becoming $1 million sales directors, and they are being appointed as new national sales directors. I have watched them, talked to them, and learned from them. I'm still willing to learn from the best, and I have implemented many of their ideas. Mary Kay Ash used to tell us a story about a pair of identical twins who were being studied by medical professionals to try and understand their differences. One boy was a good-natured optimist, while his brother was a grumpy pessimist. As an exercise in personality distinction, the doctors put each boy in separate rooms in order to observe them. The pessimistic boys' room was filled with toys and books and other fun things. They filled the optimistic boys' room with nothing but a big pile of horse manure. As they watched, the negative boy said, "This train set is stupid. It just goes round and round in a circle. This puzzle's boring, and I hate the colors of these crayons." As they observed the boy with the optimistic attitude, he suddenly dove straight into the pile of manure and started digging. The doctors ran into the room yelling, "Son, what are you doing?" The boy yelled back enthusiastically, "With all all this manure, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere. The moral of the story is simple. There are plenty of things in life that we can't control. What we can control, however, is our attitude, our effort, our vision, who and what we listen to, and where we focus our time and energy. Finally, Mary Cash used to share this quote from Sophie Tucker. It's never meant more to me than it does now. And you just heard it. From birth to age 18, a girl needs good parents. From 18 to 35, she needs good looks. From 35 to 55, she needs good personality. But I'm here to tell you that from 55 on, she needs cash. And the first time I heard Mary Kay say that, I laughed out loud and thought, that's so cute. When I reflect on that quote these days, it takes on a whole new meaning. When you're young, it's hard to imagine that one day we may need to care for our elderly parents or help our children get through school, get married, or pursue their goals. I'm not talking about enabling, but rather being able to help joyfully without hesitation. I have nothing but gratitude for my Mary Kay business. Every day, for 37 years, I've had something that I look to, someone to love, and something to look forward to. I want nothing more for you than for you to feel the same way. Can I count on you to make a firm commitment to yourselves and to the dreams that God gave you? Can I count on you that starting today, you will pursue those dreams relentlessly and unapologetically? Can I count on you to be there to guide and influence the next generation of women in Mary Kay? You heard it's going to be around for 60 more plus years from Ryan, the grandson, the CEO. We're in a good spot, you guys. I am confident that you will leave seminar in these 3 days with joy, passion, and hope. May God bless your efforts as you enjoy seminar. And when you get home, get ready to put your blinders on and get into action so that you can achieve all the successes that Mary Kay would want you to have.